Hello and welcome to There's No Business Like, a podcast where friends and industry colleagues explore topics and interview leaders in our industry of professional theatrical touring. Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the holiday party.
It's that holly jolly time of year here at There Is No Business Like podcast. We don't have an interview for you this week, and we thought it would be more fun to just have a little podcast holiday party for your ears. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you just have an AirPod in, and everybody else is doing something else and you're pretending to. But no matter how you're listening to us, we're so glad that you are here for our holiday party. So as you may know, I'm Danielle Van Hook from the Alden and McLean, Virginia. And if I were a Christmas cookie, today I'm feeling like a pumpkin roll. What about you, Katie?
Hi, Katie Miller with the Midland Center for the Arts in Midland, Michigan. And if I were a holiday cookie, I think I'd definitely be chocolate peppermint.
Mm-mm. Kevin, what about you?
My name's Kevin, and I am with...
So you need a caffeine cookie, Kevin.
Coffee?
I think I would be one of those cookies that has like the Hershey's Kiss on top of it. It's like pressed down in. Looks like a little hat.
I love that for you. Josh?
I'm a snickerdoodle because I'm tasty, I sound funny, and I'm round.
I love the reasons. Brian, how deep are we going to get into your psychology?
You lost me when you said cookie because I just love all cookies, and I'm thinking of like those Christmas tins with all the different cookies in it. I can't pick just one. I have to be the whole tin.
So you like butter cookies?
An entire tin of butter cookies.
Yeah, entire tin of butter cookies.
Brian's a bit extra, is what he's saying.
Happy, Merry Christmas. Happy, Merry Christmas to you. To you.
All right, Brian, you're on the hot seat first.
Oh, okay.
So y'all are going to take your headphones off, but I want you to still look at everyone's face. Okay. So this is a lightning round. 1, talk or text.
Text.
Nicknames.
Beezy.
Who gave you that?
In high school, that's what everybody called me. I was never referred to as Brian. Everyone said Bees or Beezy.
Eggnog or mulled cider?
Eggnog.
What's the last song you downloaded?
I think it was Mother's latest album.
What's your favorite cookie or dessert?
Yes.
Ranch on pizza?
No way.
Innie or outie?
Innie.
All right, thanks, Brian. We learned probably not a lot more about you. But the fun thing about going first is that you now get to listen to everybody else. So, Katie, I'm glad that you are now here on the hot seat, headphones on, ready for some questions.
All right, let's do it.
All right, talk or text?
Depends on the situation.
What are your nicknames?
Katie. My full name's Catherine, but everybody calls me Katie and nothing else really.
Okay. Eggnog or mulled cider?
Eggnog.
The last song you downloaded or streamed?
It has to be the Okie Dokie Brothers. Like, that's the only thing we listen to in our household because I have a 4-year-old.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That checks out. Favorite cookie or dessert?
Apple pie. Really love some good apple pie a la mode.
Ranch on pizza, yes or no?
Hell no.
Innie or outie?
Innie.
That's the wild card one.
Oh, next person, right?
Were you making fun of my fingers?
No, we were signaling you to come in.
That's your wave.
That is my wave. That's fair.
Katie, we maybe learned a little more about you than we learned about Brian. Now on the hot mic, we have Josh. First question, talk or text?
Text.
What nicknames do you have?
So at this point, just about everybody calls me Josh. But coming up in speech and theater, I had an older brother that came ahead of me, and so I was often either called Little Benson or Baby Benson. I'm also the smallest guy in my family, so Baby Benson is kind of stuck.
Okay, that's hilarious, but I'm also not sure if you heard the instructions that it's a lightning round. So 3, eggnog or mulled cider?
Mulled cider.
Last song you downloaded or streamed?
I just listened to the Fits and the Tantrums new album.
Favorite cookie or dessert?
Snickerdoodle.
No, pick another one.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Because you already said it.
I don't really do dessert all that often.
Cheese plate?
Yeah, cheese plate. That's
How
good.
about I'll just do the lightning round for you?
That's going to be so much better.
Ranch on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Innie or outie?
Innie.
All right, Kevin can come in.
All right, Kevin, how you feeling about going last?
Not great.
So you've been sitting here watching us and,
I would have had some FOMO if I was Kevin with my earphones off, watching people
Yeah.
smiling and laughing.
Mostly I was just upset about Brian's offensive hand gestures to get me back on here. So
So basically what I'm hearing is you were just sitting, stewing in anxiety.
I was just seething, just anger, and
All right.
then just anxiety because I have no idea what's about to happen.
So I'm going to reiterate the instructions because some people didn't hear them. It's a lightning round.
Wait, who did not follow the rules? Is it Josh?
You'll find out when you hear the episode.
Oh, okay.
You chose to go last, so
I did not choose to go last. That's the thing.
I love that the automatic assumption is that Josh is the one not following the rules.
All right, Kevin, here we go. Number 1, talk or text.
Text.
Nicknames for you.
Kev Dog, Big Bear. I think that's all of them.
The last song you streamed or downloaded.
Can I look?
Lightning round. Lightning.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I guess the last song would probably be
Okay, podcast. What's the last podcast you listened to?
Well, because of this morning, it'd be up first.
What's your favorite cookie or dessert?
Oh, chocolate chip cookie.
Ranch on pizza, yes or no?
I'm not opposed to it. I don't do it.
Innie or outie?
Innie?
Danielle, we didn't hear your answers, actually.
Yeah, Danielle, we need your answers to the questions.
Okay, text. Bubbles, also Yelly. Mulled cider, Taylor Swift, anything chocolate, ranch on pizza, 100%, Innie.
Say mulled cider? What the heck was that question?
Kevin didn't get that question.
Oh, you didn't get eggnog or mulled cider? I have a couple questions I want to ask you that are related to the holidays, but I also just wanted to say full disclosure. As far as I know, all of us celebrate in a relatively Western, somewhat at least Christian tradition. So we're not being exclusive of other holidays, but just personally for us, that's kind of where it's at. Even though we are very loving and supportive of all of our other friends.
Asterisk to that, it's not that we celebrate Hanukkah, but I have a Jewish stepfather and he always had the menorah. And I recently discovered through DNA that I have Jewish heritage. So I'm trying to get more in touch with that. So even though I was raised Christian and everything, and that's what I identify as, and celebrate Christmas, I am trying to learn more about the other holidays.
So I have a little bit of soft spot for a certain holiday film. And it's not because it's my favorite holiday film, but it's just because like it wasn't like the Christmas season in our house like until we watched it.
Die Hard.
No, I'm not that hardcore. Christmas Vacation. I have this soft spot in my heart for the movie Christmas Vacation. And sometimes, so there's a scene in it where he like polishes this, I don't know, I think it's like a trash can lid or some kind of like a super fast sled with, something he finds. And then they go on like a sledding journey, like through the neighborhood, through a fence, like across a pond and like into a store. And like, I have found myself just like laughing so hard that I am crying at that.
That movie has a few spots like that.
So what about you guys? Do you have soft spots for certain movies, or do you have ones that you just genuinely enjoy? That like it's not the holidays until you see it.
I love the classic White Christmas. I will watch that movie any time of year. It's very much my jam, golden age musical. On film. I watched it the other night actually, and I think my favorite part, beside the Danny Kaye dancing all the time, which is like I just love Danny Kaye, is when they're on the train and they just spontaneously harmonize around snow and they sing that song Snow. I think it's just like the loveliest little moment, and I maybe have been known to sing that walking across college campus with my peers way back in the day.
I remember taking a train into New York City and just trying something like that, and just advice, don't do that. It doesn't work in real life. No, I love that movie too. It's funny you mentioned that because we recently talked to Xavier Verna about historic theaters, and when I was at the Historic Theater in Loveland, Colorado, we showed a lot of movies, and I remember the first year I was there, it was already booked to show White Christmas. And I'm like, this is shown on TV like 100 times. Why would people come and pay to see this in the theater and blah, blah, blah. And oh my gosh, I was wrong because the whole community came out, filled the house. and just clapped when it was done, and everyone had seen the movie 100 times. And I was so wrong. And it was such a magical experience to be in the theater with all these people watching that movie, which I've seen on television 100 times, but I never experienced the movie the same way being with the whole community like that. That was really cool.
For me, my favorite is It's a Wonderful Life. I just remember seeing that, when I was younger, and just absolutely loved it. It was the first like black and white film I'd ever seen. And then really resonated with me. And then just the character of George Bailey is somebody who I aspire to be like, just because of his altruistic tendencies and just wanting to help his community and be like everything for the better good. And so that one always gets me.
For me, it's the old black and white Christmas Carol. It's a tradition that my dad and I, starting when I was a little kid, we would stay up. It would be the last thing that we watched before we went to bed on Christmas Eve.
So what's been fascinating to me about listening to this is we've all referenced like very old films. Like I thought I was going to be the one referencing like the oldest film with that one, and then you guys were like, I'm going to take us back to black and white.
All of us.
I want to acknowledge the people who have a hard time during the holidays, and because we talk about mental health a lot, and this is a really, really hard time of year for a lot of people for different reasons, and just want to acknowledge them and send out some love to those people that need it right now.
On something play, what fears we go, laughing all away, ha ha ha. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, Papa, it's a wonderful, oh, something play. Hey!
What I think is fun about resolutions is I never do them, but I always like the way that I frame. So, kind of thinking back on 2020, looking forward to 2023, kind of who has something that's like in their control that they really want to work towards, whether you feel like it's going to make you feel better about something or just like is a personal or professional goal for you.
For those who didn't actually know, most of us have only known each other since February of 2022. So that has been a highlight for this year for me. And judging by our group text and the times we meet here, I think that's a highlight for everyone else as well. But, moving forward, there's a lot of things that I have learned because of this podcast that I want to, utilize and use in 2023. Just sort of the highlights that, really come to my mind are being a little more accepting and understanding of my own mental health and other people's mental health, and like making space for that and really acknowledging that, it's okay to take a break, that you can simultaneously be 100% passionate about what you're doing and also need a break. That's okay. But also acknowledging that, we've had a couple conversations on this podcast and as individuals just about being more inclusive in our own lives and like the journeys that we're on in the EDI space and how we're growing and learning as individuals, and really just expanding upon that in 2023. My organization has taken some big steps in the past couple of years in the EDI space, but obviously there's still more to come. And that's what I think I'm going to focus on. And those things I think are in my control to change and do better at.
I think two things that I am taking away from this year and want to work on moving forward. And one is just really focusing my time and energy at work on the things that are most important to me, which is art education and access to the arts for everyone in our community. That is a huge passion of mine. If you can't tell from the conversations we've had here, but I think it gets lost in the shuffle of leadership transitions and, trying to make revenue goals and just keep the organization afloat in sort of this really uncertain time that we're in as an industry. So I really want to focus my energy there. And making sure that children in my community and adults in my community alike have access to the programming that they need to enhance their lives and want, because people need levity and need entertainment as well. And then on the personal side, I think just really balancing my priorities, making sure that I'm spending time where I need to spend it, with my family, with my volunteer commitments, and at the same time, not putting all of my time and energy into work, which is really, really difficult because I am so passionate. but I need to do a better job of letting the people know in my life that they are more important than my job.
I am terrible at letting myself get way overextended.
We didn't know that about you, Josh.
By the way, how's the ice rink going?
It's going great. It's pretty slick out there.
You're pretty slick out there.
But my goal would be to keep myself a little bit more organized as far as what all is on my plate so that I can actually evaluate where I have room, or more specifically don't have room to add things. I jump into a lot of things to help or to do it because I feel like I can help in those situations, but then end up really weighs down on me and affects, my marriage and being a father. And that's the big problem, is that in trying to help everybody else, I'm failing in my own personal life from that. And that's where I really, really need to work. I don't know how much of a professional goal that is, but it's a somewhat of a work-life balance goal, whereas it's a work with some life and no balance right now.
This year, I've learned a lot about leadership. I've been thinking a lot about leadership at all levels. How leadership isn't always the strategic planning and raising revenue and working with the board and doing all of these sort of like big public things. But, sort of like all levels leadership is the things that happen when no one's looking. And so I just want to be a lot more intentional about showing the people around me like how much I appreciate what they're doing. You just find so much more, and so much about leadership is really listening and then responding. And you don't have to be the CEO or the director to do that.
I identify with everything each one of you said. In addition to all those things, is being able to be comfortable with my voice. I've always rolled up my sleeves and done the things that need to be done and trying to make others look good. That was always what I thought my job had to be. But I never really spoke up or made myself a center of attention or anything until this year. And I've gotten advice all along the way, people telling me, oh, you got to, people need to see you and know that you're the reason this is going on, or else people forget about you. And that's true. But it's more so just being true to who I am. And a lot of times I was afraid to do that because I'm not always the most articulate person, and I'll lose my train of thought and I'll stumble on words. And so a lot of times I just kept quiet. And so I just want to thank this group is you've helped me be comfortable with my own voice, despite my flaws and inefficiencies and everything else. And instead of trying to be this role that other people, I think they want to see me as, playing the part of a role. And instead I'm just being myself.
Thunder round.
All right. So it has come to the moment in the episode where, unfortunately, we have to start wrapping things up. We're going to mirror the end of this episode with the beginning. But instead of doing a lightning round, my dear friend Katie is going to moderate a thunder round. All right. So we're all going to go headphones off, except for Brian, who's going to be on the hot seat first.
All right, here we go. Question 1. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
St. Patrick's Day or 4th of July?
Both.
Favorite TV show?
So I can't pick one. I'm sorry.
Is Die Hard a holiday movie?
I'll say yes.
Have you ever worn a fanny pack?
Yes.
Danielle's up next. Welcome back, Danielle. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right, here we go. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
St. Patrick's Day or 4th of July?
4th of July, 1,000%. It's my favorite. I got married on July 3rd.
Favorite TV show?
Schitt's Creek.
Is Die Hard a holiday movie?
Indifferent.
Have you ever worn a fanny pack?
Yeah.
All right, here comes Josh. Josh, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
St. Patrick's Day or 4th of July?
I mean, I drink at both of them either way.
Favorite TV show?
West Wing.
Is Die Hard a holiday movie?
Yes.
Have you ever worn a fanny pack?
I mean, I was born in the 80s and lived through the 90s, yes.
All right, Kevin. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
St. Patrick's Day or 4th of July?
Oh, St. Patrick's Day.
Is Die Hard a holiday movie?
Absolutely.
Favorite TV show?
Probably The Patient.
Have you ever worn a fanny pack?
Yes.
All right, round of applause to my friends for that.
No.
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 You don't get out without this.
Just your answers.
Okay, just my answers. Sweet, comedy, St. Patrick's Day. It's the day I met my husband. Favorite TV show, The West Wing. Absolutely Die Hard as a Christmas movie. And yes, because also child of the 80s.
All right, you guys, it is my job to wrap us up today. And in honor of the holidays, I'm going to wrap this gift up in a bright red bow. It's going to be a multi-tiered gift. They're all taped together. It's going to look like the best gift you've ever had. People are going to be stealing this thing at Secret Santa. It looks so good. Metallic wrapping all over, beautiful handwriting, whoever has the best. 2 question mark from Santa. So guys, it's been great. It's been a great year. The podcast has made it to the holidays, which is incredible. And we all just wanted to say thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you in 2023. If you wanted to give us a gift, I would say a 5-star review is probably my favorite. But a like or a follow on social media hits pretty high. If you want to send us some comments, write to us. We'd love to be chatty with you during the week. So happy holidays to all, and to all a good night. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to There's No Business Like. Our producers and hosts are Brian Zelmer, Josh Benson, Kevin Maynard, Katie Miller, and me, Danielle Van Hook. Views expressed in this podcast are ours alone and are not reflective of the organizations we are a part of. Keep up with us at nobusinesslike.com. There you'll find links to all of our episodes and socials. If you like this podcast, give us a like, a follow, a review, or our favorite, a 5-star rating. Oh wait, what was that site? I got it, don't worry. It is nobusinesslike.com. Do I sound out bus-I-ness every time I type it? Yep, sure do. Stay in touch, my friends.
Hey, Leah, where does Santa live?
In Michigan.
In Michigan, really?
Yeah,
Why do you think he lives in Michigan?
because he does.
Because he does?
Yeah.